All right, guys. Yeah, let's talk about Ilus. I did watch the interview with Buffalo Fireside Chats, and the first thing I'm going to say right now is that interview was way too biased to the positive side, which is understandable. I know a lot of shareholders do not want to hear the negatives, but let me just say this: imagine watching. There's a stock you're interested in. It's called Ilus. You're not invested in it yet, but you watch this Buffalo Fireside Chats interview, and you walk away from the interview thinking, wow, what a great stock. It's going to uplist. It's got these spinouts. It's doing so much, so many acquisitions, all these positive things, because it was a very positive, biased interview. There wasn't, like, I'm okay with an interviewer grilling. Yeah, like you can grill Nick Link and JP Backwell on the positives. That's cool. But you also got to grill them on the negative, and it was just way too biased to the positive side. So that's kind of like my biggest concern, because imagine being a new shareholder or a potential shareholder or someone that's interested in the stock. You hear all these great things about uplists, several uplists, not just one, several uplists of many companies. Dividends, shares, whatever. You get the point. It was very focused to the positive side. But imagine being a new investor and you're like, you walk away from that interview going, wow, I'm going to go buy Monday. And it looks like there were some buyers Monday because according to TradingView, I don't have access to Street Smart Edge for some reason. I guess they're doing away with that. So apparently it jumped to 139. I don't know if that's true. Again, this is TradingView. I don't know how reliable TradingView is, but apparently at open we jumped up to 1.4. Again, I don't know how reliable this is. I can't wait to. I don't know what happened with Street Smart Edge. I'm gonna have to use something else now. Unfortunately, I guess they're getting rid of it. But we had it. Seems like a jump. So clearly, some people got excited. So imagine being a new investor, you hear all these positive things, but then the stock continues to go down, and you're just sitting there like, oh my God, what's happening to my investment? I don't get it. They were supposed to do this, that, and the other, all these acquisitions. What's going on? Why is the stock back at double zeros? Why is it at double zeros in the first place? What's happening? And then they fall into that trap of, well, it's going to go to $1. So averaging down on this isn't a bad idea, right? I mean, at 0.005, 0.009 compared to $1, I mean, what a steal, right? They fall for that trap, that mindset, kind of like Sybil shareholders who bought at the top at at 6 cents, and they thought, wow, this is going to $1, because Moon Market was pumping it at the time, and people bought a lot of Sybil at 6 cents and kept averaging down, thinking, what a steal this is compared to $1. They fall for that trap, unfortunately. I've been there, back in the Moon Market, OTC bull run days, but yeah, that's too biased to the positive side. Um, Maybe I'm tempted. I'm almost tempted to reach out and see if I can get an interview because I would grill them on the good, but also let's grill them on the bad. Like I wish he had asked Backwell, like, "Hey, you increased the authorized shares, almost doubled it, by the way." And in case some of you think I'm lying, let me pull that up. Authorized shares increase. What's the name of this company? Ilus. I don't know the name of the company. I just woke up, I guess. But yeah, here you go. But pretty. You can just Google it. The amendment will increase the authorized share capital of the company from 2 billion to 3.5 billion. So 4 billion is not that far off. So almost a 2x, not quite, almost a 2x, right? Like I would have asked about that, and I would have followed it up with, "Hey, in the future, do you see another authorized share increase, or is this a one-time thing? Like, what are you thinking here? Like, let's look into the future. What are you thinking here? Because his non-answer would tell us a lot, but if he gave us a straight up answer, it would still tell us a lot, right? Depending on his answer, either way, it tells us a lot. If Backwell had answered that question, that authorized share question with, "Hey, we could see a future where we might increase the authorized shares again," that tells us already that A, They're gonna dilute the hell out of the stock, so much so that they have to do another authorized share increase in the future. And that's important to know if we're thinking ahead here and not just looking at the short-term positives, which is essentially what the interview was focused on. Really, the only thing to take away from the interview, the only thing new, because it was mostly just rinse and repeat of what we already knew, anyways. The only new thing was Backwell kept saying that Ilus is gonna Ilus is gonna uplist sooner than people think. That's it. But he didn't give us any timelines or any details. Kind of the usual. It really wasn't. It wasn't a bad interview. It was just too biased to the positive side, in my opinion. And I think it's important to look at both sides because those people that are blind that refuse to look at the negatives, they always end up getting screwed because they're just thinking, "Oh my God, weren't you supposed to uplist? Why are you diluting us? What's happening? Why does the stock continue to go down?" Well, maybe if you didn't ignore the negative side of things, maybe you would know that this was coming and you wouldn't be buying at the top or be buying at 1.4 and getting mad that it's going down, or not 1.4, at 1.5 or 1.7, and get mad at me because I'm telling you that it's going to go lower, and telling me that I'm wrong and it's going to go up. Like seriously, I don't. You got to look at both sides of things. But the only takeaway was just kind of a rinse and repeat of what we already knew. They're going to uplist sooner than we expect, according to Backwell. Like they're going to uplist slightly sooner than we expect, but that doesn't really mean anything without a timeline or any. He didn't even give like a, oh yeah, in 2025 or in 2024, later this quarter, or whatever. He didn't give us a timeline of any kind. So what does that? It doesn't mean anything essentially, right? Like, hey guys, we're gonna uplist ILIS sooner than you think. Okay, what do you mean by sooner though? Sooner as in 3 years from now, or sooner? What does soon mean to you? Like, there are just so many. I am tempted. I am tempted to reach out and see if I can get an interview done. But I would actually prepare extensively. I don't want to make some just shitty video. I usually make shitty videos. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not. I literally click record, and somehow I've grown this channel to 2.5K just sitting here pointing at a chart, which is pretty hilarious. This was not supposed to be like in any way serious ever. I just started this channel because of Moon Market. He's like, hey, you guys should start your own channel. You never know where it's gonna go. So I did, and I didn't expect. What is it? Where's my channel here? Yeah, we're at 2.5K, which to me is a milestone. Like, yay, 2.5K, we did it. But I never thought I'd get to 2.5K. Like, I kind of thought this was a joke, honestly. I still think it is. I don't really put much effort. I'm not gonna pretend otherwise. I'll be the first to tell you. But I am tempted. I am tempted to. Do I really want to spend an hour interviewing and hours of preparation? There's a lot of work that goes behind these interviews if you're doing it right. Like you really got to prepare. You got to set up lighting and cameras and really do a good job. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just gonna be lazy and point, at a chart. This is easy. I can just click record and point at a chart and talk. But actually setting up something professional like that takes effort, and I would have to do extensive research and make sure I'm prepared to ask all kinds of questions. I am tempted. I am very tempted. I am very tempted. And I know some people would not like it if I interview Backwell or Nick Link because I'm not just going to grill them on the positive. So we'll see if I can. I might reach out to them right now and see if I get a response and schedule an interview sometime in the future, probably a month from now, because I really would have to prepare. I don't want to go in there just, hey, so why isn't this going up, right, guys? Like I would just sound so stupid, right? Like, nah, I'm not trying to come off like that. So I would put in the effort. Um, yeah, so we really took nothing away from it other than they're gonna uplist. Ooh, we already knew that. Like that's nothing new. They've been telling us that they're gonna uplist for years. Um, we'll see what comes March 31st. We'll see what comes. I think towards the end of this month and April, what we're gonna see if they're gonna follow through on anything, or if they're just all talk. That's really what it is. Also, I wish he had asked Backwell about the shareholder meeting because the shareholder meeting didn't happen this year. they pushed it back, if you recall. So I wish he had asked him like, "Hey, when do you see the shareholder meeting?" There's just so many questions that weren't asked. I was kind of annoyed that it was just the rinse and repeat of what we already knew. Um, and that's not a knock on the what's his name, Buffalo Fireside Chats. I mean, he's from the Discord, I believe, the Ilus Discord, so he's obviously going to be super biased and just nothing but positive things, right? But I'm not like that. We got to look at both sides. I don't know who I would. Does anyone know if anyone can tell me who I would have to or how I would have to reach out to? Who would I have to reach out to get an interview scheduled with these guys? Because I am definitely interested now. I wonder if they've even heard of my channel. The guys Backwell and Nick Link, because I don't know if they'd even want to do an interview. I don't think I've bashed them ever, have I? Maybe. I think I've called Nick Link or Nick Dink and Backwell Blackwell, but that's about it. I don't think I've actually gone in and outright attacked anyone. At least I don't think so. But yeah, I'm done rambling. I did watch it twice over to see if like maybe I thought I was crazy. I was like, did they say anything new? So I had to rewatch it a second time, or not rewatch it, listen to it a second time, and I tried to take notes, but there was just nothing to take notes on. There really wasn't anything. Um, but yeah, but apparently an uplist is coming. They've been saying that for years, so it doesn't mean much. All right, guys, I'm done rambling. I'm done giving you my thoughts. Again, if anyone knows who I would have to reach out to get an interview, because I'm looking at the Ilis marketing Twitter page. I'm going to their website right now as well. I'm just gonna send a bunch of emails because I really don't know who I would have to reach out uh, to schedule some kind of interview with either or Nick Link or Backwell. I think Nick Link is a little more of a straight shooter. Not saying Backwell isn't. It's just I don't know. I think Nick Link would straight up, he's the kind of guy that will say, "Yeah, shareholders are idiots," because he's said that. He's said that before. I think right. He's called people stupid. So I think he's a little more, more of a straight shooter, so to speak. So I guess I would want an interview with him because he's gonna give it to you straight or he's going to give you a non-answer, which still will tell us a lot. That's like the perfect person for me to interview, in my opinion. All right, I'll let you go, guys. Have a good day.